The smells you smell, the sounds you hear, the colors you see, the wind you feel here were all the same in the past. Throughout history, this wonderful nature has been a source of inspiration for philosophy, art, and all mythological legends. We are currently in Beydaglari Coastal National Park. This is one of the most important national parks in Europe. Endangered species, endemic plant, and animal species live here. For example, caracal, a wild cat species, lives only in western Anatolia in Europe. The red pine forests and maki areas here provide a suitable habitat for them. The only natural habitat of fallow deer in the world is located in Antalya. Sea turtles use these beaches to lay their eggs in summer. A significant population of the endangered Mediterranean monk seal, of which there are 800 left on Earth, lives on the coasts of Turkey. It uses these coasts for breeding and feeding. Some of the plants living in this region are medicinal and aromatic plants. These plants have been used in healing since ancient times. Since there are aromatic plants here, healing was very developed here in ancient times. When you go to the Antalya Museum today, you can see the Hygeia statue. Hygeia is the daughter of Asclepius, the god of medicine. She is also his assistant. The origin of the word hygiene we use today is Hygeia. One of the important healing regions of the world in ancient times was southwestern Anatolia. You know Hippocrates. He is a very important name in the history of medicine. Hippocrates was born on Kos Island, 5 kilometers away from the Anatolian peninsula. When Hippocrates was born, healing was very developed in this region. He also learned healing. He established modern medicine. He developed it with a different scientific perspective. The cocktails you are drinking now are served using ancient aromatic plants that inspired Hippocrates. These drinks were prepared by our bar team specially for this night. Thank you to them for these special cocktails. If you wish, let's raise our glasses to all the healers who lived in these lands. People have always lived near water throughout history. Thus, they could both drink water and hunt the animals there. Later, people used water and started farming. They also used the reeds near the water. These reeds have inspired people on many issues. You can do two things using these reeds: either a spear for hunting, fighting, or a musical instrument. The story of the world's first music competition began with the discovery of this musical instrument. The goddess Athena is a good musician. One day she makes a flute out of reeds. Athena loves her flute and wants to show it to the other gods. One day she wants to show this instrument to everyone at a feast. The instrument is very good. But when she starts playing her flute, everyone started to laugh, because her face was getting different shape while she was playing her instrument. So she gets very angry. She immediately leaves the meal. She goes to Mount Ida and throws her flute. However, a shepherd finds the flute. Shepherd name is Marsyas, and Marsyas is good at music too. He learns to play the flute very easily. In a few years later, he became very famous musician. And the other famous player, Apollo, who is the god here about Marsyas' flute. And the god invites Marsyas to a music competition. In competition has a jury, and the head of the jury is Midas. Then the competition finished scoreless. After that, Apollon says, let's turn the musical instruments upside down. So Marsyas couldn't play the flute. But Apollon play his lyre, and the god Apollon wins. There is rule. So Apollon punished the Marsyas. They peeling of the skin Marsyas. And Marsyas suffers a lot. And Marsyas' tears make a river. This river name is Marsyas River. And people says, the sound coming from reeds belongs Marsyas' melancholic sound. That reed sounds are the sound of Marsyas. Sad sound. The cedar tree you see in this photo is only 2,000 years old. Next to that you see me, who is 40 years old. This so exciting. Can you imagine that? It is at the same age with Jesus. This tree saw Roman Empire, Seljuk Empire, Ottoman Empire, and a Turkish Republic. Who knows? That tree had witnessed loves, wars, and trikas. That's why people thought these trees were immortal, because they witnessed such trees throughout history. At that time, these trees were used in shipbuilding. Ships made from this tree since it was big and water resistant. For these reasons, if you had a big cedar forest, you had a big ships and a navy. It means you had obtained all Mediterranean. But how? How did the people move the cedar tree near the seaside? Do you have an idea? Maybe alien? At that time, people cut cedar trees and left them in rivers and reached the sea from the mountains. And then they collected the cedar wood on the seashore and built big ships in the shipyards. By the way, have you ever heard Gilgamesh epic? It dates back 3,000 years ago. As you know, people wrote on the stone tablet at the beginning of the history. Of course, we started writing on the tablet again now, but in that time, people didn't know the paper. They wrote all the things on the stone tablet. And they wrote their epics on the stone tablet too. So Gilgamesh epic was written first epic in history. According to this epic, as you get, cedar is important forest that should be protected. And it had a nature protector named Humbaba. According to legend, Gilgamesh and his friend Enkidu go on to adventure battles every year in the search of immortality. They killed the Humbaba when they came to Cedar Forest. And from that day, they were cursed. As you understand, people are aware of importance of nature since beginning of history. According to legend, Daphne is a beautiful forest fairy who is wander freely in the forest. Everyone respects her and no one can come close to her. Apollon, the sun god, who is so handsome, strong, and plays lyre. Everyone admires him. One day, he sees the Daphne in the forest, so he falls in love with the beautiful forest fairy Daphne. Daphne doesn't respond to Apollo's love. Daphne escaped from Apollo. Daphne asks for help from the gods. The gods help Daphne. As soon as Apollo embraces Daphne, Daphne becomes a laurel tree. Apollo finds only one tree between his arms. Apollo is very upset, sad about this situation, and he regrets for his behaviors. After that day, begins to wander with a crown of laurel leaves. On the head of the statues of Apollon, there is a crown of laurel leaves. Today, the mosaic depicted the love of Apollon and Daphne located in Archaeology Museum in Antakya, Turkey. According to the legend, Zeus was born in Crete, which is Greek island, between Greek and Turkey. Zeus reached puberty in Crete. There are many carob trees on the island of Crete. Now and in the past, people think that carob fruits has aphrodisiac effect. Zeus eats carob fruit too much. Because of this, Zeus becomes a very horny god. He slept with every woman on the island. The people of the island are very angry about this. When the Zeus become adult, he come to Anatolia, to the Mount Olympus. He become a god of gods in the Mount Olympus. Zeus doesn't leave women alone. Zeus slept with all the women in that place again. The goat herders in the Olympus mountain, angry with Zeus' actions. So one day, they find Zeus' favorite wife Hera, and they slept with her. Hera was pregnant after. Her breast is filled with milk. Then Hera escaped from Zeus, so that Zeus couldn't understand this situation. Case. She goes on to the top of Mount Olympus. One night, Hera squeezes all the milk from her breast into the sky. Thus, Milky Way galaxy is formed and named from this story, received this name. Taurus mountain is located along the southern coast of Anatolia. Once upon a time, wild bulls are lived here. Each horn of bulls is 1 meter. And imagine that, it almost human high. These bulls are so strong that even lions can't defeat them. So they are the strongest animal in the nature. If a person hunt, he is hero in his land. When they hunted the bulls, people in village are full during a week. So it symbolized abundance. In ancient times, Artemis festivals started with bullfights. Today, bullfighting continues in many regions of Anatolia. The name Taurus of these mountains comes from Taurus, meaning bull. The Taurus constellation you see when you look at the sky at night and the zodiac sign Taurus in astrology are named after this. The inscription was founded 150 years ago in the ancient city of Tralles in the north of Caria. One of the world's first songs was found in the inscription. It was written for Seikilos 2,000 years ago, Who is an ordinary man? This song is the one of the oldest song that has survived till now, because it contains words and signs. By the way, today this inscription is exhibited in Denmark National Museum in Copenhagen. You are listening to this song right now. It is written like on that, the Seikilos epitaph. While you live, shine. Don't suffer anything at all. Life exists only a short while, and time demands its toll. Thank you for listening to me and sharing this beautiful night. Hüseyin Çağlar İnce,